Welcome to this insightful exploration of the American Gross Domestic Product, or GDP. In this video, we'll delve into the significance, calculation, and impact of the GDP, which is the primary measure of a country's economic performance. Part 1. What is GDP? GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product, representing the total value of goods and services produced within a country's borders during a specific period, typically a quarter or a year. Part 2. The components of GDP. The GDP is comprised of four main components. 1. Consumption. This reflects household spending on goods and services, accounting for approximately 70% of the US economy. 2. Investment. This includes business spending on capital goods like machinery and equipment, as well as residential and non-residential construction. 3. Government spending. This accounts for all government expenditures on goods and services, such as infrastructure, healthcare, education, and defense. 4. Net exports. Net exports represent the difference between exports and imports. A positive net export adds to GDP, while a negative net export reduces it. Part 3. How GDP is calculated. Economists calculate GDP using two methods, the expenditure approach and the income approach. 1. Expenditure approach. This method sums up the expenditures on consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. 2. Income approach. This calculates GDP by adding all the income generated in the economy, including wages, profits, rents, and interest. Part 4. The importance of GDP. GDP serves as a crucial economic indicator for several reasons. 1. Economic growth. GDP growth reflects the health and growth of the economy. A positive growth rate indicates a thriving economy, while a negative rate may signify a recession. 2. Standard of living. A higher GDP per capita indicates a better standard of living for the country's citizens, as it reflects the ability to access goods and services. 3. Government policy. Policymakers use GDP data to design and evaluate economic policies, such as fiscal and monetary measures. Part 5. Limitations of GDP. Despite its significance, GDP has some limitations. 1. Excludes non-market activities. GDP doesn't account for non-market activities like unpaid household work or voluntary services. 2. Ignores income distribution. GDP doesn't consider how income is distributed among the population, which can impact social welfare. 3. Doesn't measure quality of life. GDP measures economic output but doesn't reflect factors like environmental quality, health, and overall happiness. Conclusion. Understanding the American GDP is vital to grasping the dynamics of economic growth and its influence on our lives. While it remains an essential indicator, it's crucial to acknowledge its limitations and consider other factors when assessing a nation's well-being. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content on finance and economics. Thank you for joining us on this journey of understanding the American GDP.